ISUPK.
We want no cowards in our camp, holy men, free fans and die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, never let their brothers die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, holy men, free fans and die. Woo!
The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the ISUPK, established in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yohana. We are here to bring the truth to the Israelites, the ancient Israelites of antiquity of the Bible, which today we would recognize as the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not them pale-faced Edomites with small hats and curly cues. Not them charcoal purple black Hamites claiming heritage from Ethiopia or Nigeria or Ghana. Has nothing to do with our people. We need to separate ourselves from all these other nations. We are not Africans. We are not Asians. We are not Spaniards. We are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And we're going to bring the truth out tonight, and the next night, and the next night, and the next night. And you can find us all over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over social media. Come check us out. It's worth the conversation. It's at least worth sitting down and talking about it. So we're going to start it off. Who's the nation of Israel? And what do we mean to our power? Since everybody wants to claim that they're children of God, but God chose a specific people. Let's see what he said about them.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So now we were instructed as Israelites, as these lost 12 tribes of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Ecuadorians, Salvadorians, Zabalawan, things like that. We are commanded to gather together, even though by everybody else, we are a nation that's not desired. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Even though by everybody else, they don't care about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They wanna, they'll vie for this. They'll bow down to this, to corporate America, to the Fortune 500s, for them 19-year-old Edomites that are CEOs, while we are janitors and bus drivers, and we are custodians, and we are pest control, and we are telecommunications, tongue twisters. We are this, that, and the third. We are the nation that's not desired by everybody else, by corporate America, whom we try to get our paycheck from, because we lost that sensibility about building black wealth, and about Native Indian wealth, and about Hispanic wealth, intergenerational wealth amongst each other. But our cigarette money and our blunt money puts their children through college. Right. So we are a nation not desired by everybody else. But the Most High thought this of us, of you so-called niggas, spicks, and savages. The Most High thought this of you.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Thou art an holy people. What's the word holy mean? Nobody knows what that word holy means. You can look it up in a dictionary. It's going to give you a soliloquy. It's going to give you a poem about what the word holy means. The word holy means separate. Read that from the top, Baba Kushab.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Thou art an holy people, a separate people. That nation that's not desired by every Edomite, by every Moabite, by every Ammonite, by every Ishmaelite. We are the nation that's not desired by every other nation, especially our own. While all of these devils gather around us, while all these wolves gather around us, and then we end up treating each other with the same hatred that our oppressor treats us with. Read.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
Equal to?
Above all people.
Side by side.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are on the face of the earth. Everybody wants to think that God loves everybody, when his own words say that God does not love everybody, brother.
Right.
That we are chosen above everybody. And we have to take that stand.
Right.
Even though we are not loved by everybody, God chose us to be a holy people, a separate people.
That's right.
Above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
That's you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. That's you. You are better than everybody else. And we are going to hold our ground. And we're going to teach this truth. Give me Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12, Baba Kushah. Everybody hates us. They take advantage of us. Our women want to treat us a certain way because of what they perceive society expects of them in a relationship.
Right.
The world wants them to be an independent woman. What is that independent? Beyonce. Well, when she did that song, wasn't she married like for almost a decade with Jay-Z? She wasn't no independent woman. She was another sister that Edomites looked up to, that Edomites could take advantage of, that our oppressor could take advantage of because of the message that they propagated to their society over our own. When the word of the Lord said, that nation that's not desired, that we are a special people, that we are a holy people above everybody on the face of the earth. So let's not get the message twisted. Baba Kushah, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Who, if you could think just randomly, real quick, who building a town off of blood? Think of the most recent examples. Despite what they got going on like Hotel Rwanda and all that in Africa, another nation that don't care about us, we're still a nation not desired by them, but the neighborhoods that we live in, who building a town on blood?
Right.
Except for our oppressor. And when we say who our oppressor is, y'all know that. Y'all know who runs this nation. Y'all know who runs society. Y'all know who runs our propaganda, who rules the music industry, the movies, cinema. Y'all know who we're talking about when we say the devil that the Bible speaks of. Just nobody wants to say it.
That's right.
It's all right. We'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. Keep going.
And established a city by iniquity.
Who took Israel by the sword? Who took the western coast of Africa by the sword? Who took America by the sword, except for our devil, our oppressor? Who took every nation that they ever colonized by peace? Can anybody name another nation that took over another nation without the sword, without violence, and subjected those citizens, those native inhabitants, under cruelty without violence? You can't. It's only ever been spread by the sword. So that nation that was not desired, that was labeled a holy people above all people on the face of the earth.
Right. That's right.
We were conquered. And they established their time by blood and by iniquity. We got from the top, Baba Kashab.
Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and established a city by iniquity.
Isaiah 14:21. Woe to them that establish a town by blood and building a city by iniquity. Doesn't that sound all too familiar? Haven't we dealt with that for too long? But we still gonna celebrate Thanksgiving later on, ain't we? You still gonna eat that turkey, the best yes yams and cranberry sauce and all that store-bought garbage? Now every other day of the week, you want to talk about eating natural and farming local and shopping amongst each other. Every other time we want to do that. But Thanksgiving comes up, and you're gonna eat that butterball turkey, knowing good and well that was only established over the border of the so-called Native American Indians, the so-called tribes of Gad and Simeon.
Right.
They only were able to do that because they murdered our brothers and sisters. But you think your plight is different. So-called blacks and Hispanics, you think your plight is different than the so-called Native American Indians. When we share in the same oppression, the same atrocities, the same murder, the same victimization under our oppressor. Arabs, we're not targeted like that. So-called Asians, we're not targeted like that. Because when that one Asian dude got murdered, within a couple weeks, they established an anti-Asian hate bill. How long has so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians been looking for an anti-Negro, spick, or savage hate bill? When have they ever dished that out to us? We've been doing this, we've been crying out for hundreds of years. Right. They don't care about you because you're that nation God desired. Right. And because you are that holy people set apart from everybody else on the face of the earth. But we're the only ones that don't want to acknowledge it. Meanwhile, keep in mind, globally, there is a World War III about to pass between Ukraine and Russia and all their compatriots. That's Edomite on Edomite crime. In the middle of that, in the middle of their war, a devil, an Edomite, a son of our oppressor, did not forget to murder some niggas in Buffalo. Right. He did not forget to murder some blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in Buffalo. And when he came across one of his own people, passed him by and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for even making you afraid." But he did not hesitate in the middle of World War III to hate you, to murder you. That didn't stop them at all. Keep that in mind as we keep on reading this. A town that was built in blood and iniquity. Keep going.
You said 14 and 22?
14 and 21.
21. Okay. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children. For Deer Storm. For that bastard in Kenosha. for that bastard in Buffalo. Prepare slaughter for their children.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers. Now, for them, it wouldn't seem like iniquity because they get to roll around and murder everybody at a whim. Police get to do that. Neighborhood watch get to do that. A concerned citizen gets to do that. Some Edomite devil going through a corner store that we frequent gets to do that. They get to establish their town by blood. They get to establish that city by iniquity. But now the scripture says, prepare slaughter for those. It's like, read that from the top. Get it right.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Now prepare slaughter for his children. Everybody would ask like, hey, it wasn't me. I wasn't there when the Pilgrims, when you landed, or when Plymouth Rock landed on you. They want to say, we were the Pilgrims' children, but that wasn't us. But they reap all the benefits of our oppression. They reap all the benefits of murdering so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. So now, they building a city in blood and iniquity. So now prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their father. They reap the benefits of the iniquity of their father. Keep going.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So that they can never do this again to anybody.
Right.
So that they can never raise another city built off the blood, sweat, and tears of our people that they benefit off of. How many in your family, how many CEOs do you know of a Fortune 500 company?
Right.
Now, bit by bit, we are gaining our own companies, our own businesses, but we don't patronize each other. We give all of our love and all our dedication to our enemies that make money off of us, that don't live right next door to us. They're not the ones that are neighbors. They live in a whole different community, surrounded by their people. Meanwhile, we live around each other, and we are our own enemies. How many times have you gone back to your block and you still got to watch over your neck? Because of drug dealers, because of drug addicts, because of child molesters, because of murderers, because of thieves. We go through our own neighborhood and we got to watch out for each other. When we are only living the byproduct, the survival tactics, or the byproducts and the scraps that our oppressor left us in.
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it works.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? With them the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well.